There was once a king that hired a group of craftsmen to build him a beautiful crown. The king wrote down on a paper shorthand notes, and this group was able to decipher everything the king wanted in the crown. But there was a second group of craftsmen that came along and added elements to the original design that the king never had any intention for. When they later showed the crown to the king was overjoyed. He was super impressed that even though he did not anticipate what the second group had designed for him, but it was completely in line with everything that he wanted in the crown. Now, this is a parable that's told over by the Mittler Rebbe about how God gave his commandments to our world. Step one is God gave the written Torah, which the sages came along and deciphered out of those hints what exactly God wanted in his mitzvahs. But there was a second group of sages that came along, and they figured out things that even the king did not originally have in mind to happen. But when the king saw it, when God saw what those sages added to his Torah, it was completely in line with how God originally was thinking. And the reason for this is because those sages are one with God. And someone that's completely one with God is able to determine what God himself would have wanted. But there's a third level that's even higher than those first two set of craftsmen. And that's the way we do Torah mitzvahs without any love and fear. The way we do mitzvahs, that's in a way what we call mitzvahs anoshim l'moda. That's done out of habit. It's not something that God originally intended for when he created our world and he gave us his mitzvahs. Now we know that anything that comes from a very high place falls to a very low place. So the Mittler Rebbe says the very fact that doing mitzvahs in an habitual way seems like it's something that's very low, but it actually comes from the highest of places. It comes from a place which is higher than those sages reached, that they impressed the king with ideas and designs in the crown that he originally did not have in mind for. So even though our generation does not have what the generation of Moshe Rabbeinu had, that they lived in a level of intellect, we don't have the level of mitzvahs that were done in the times of David HaMelech and Shlomo HaMelech, that they lived on the level of the heart, the love and the fear. We're sitting on the Akev, we're sitting on the heel, the lowest of low, but God loves our mitzvahs more than any generation that lived before us. So keep doing mitzvahs. If you can, you add a little kavanah, you add a little love and fear. But know that God loves the mitzvahs the way you're doing it more than he ever did to previous generations. Thank you for joining.